So we've talked about a lot of different things, and it really highlights what we can kind of surmise is a skills gap, a cybersecurity skills gap across the board, whether that's within our military, within the commercial industry. However, the market is kind of changing and, flipping and flopping, and we're seeing layoffs in the cybersecurity space. So what's the connection there? Or is there something missing? I'll leave this up to the panel. Does someone have any thoughts on that?
Well, I think we continue to share that we have a massive skills gap and a massive employment issue in cybersecurity. So here in the state of Maryland, probably 35,000 open cybersecurity jobs, and across the country, over 1 million. I think what you're seeing is a funding cycle of companies, right, that have been funded. The funding environment now is shrinking, and what you're seeing is layoffs in those type of companies.
Got it.
Right? I think where we still have the need is on the defensive side of a bank, a hospital. They're the ones, the counties, especially in the state of Maryland, that's where we have the skills or the open employment opportunities. So I think that's really where you're seeing the layoffs coupled with the need.
Got it. Now that makes sense. And, there's all these vendors that are trying to develop software products that will help those institutions work with limited staff. But it's a challenge, right? I mean, in some instances, you need bodies. You need people that are able and capable of doing the hard work.
And I think one of the other challenges is 15 years ago, there might have been 40 companies in the state of Maryland, small startups that were cyber. Now there's 250 or more.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody is starting cyber companies to try to meet the demand for what industry is looking for.
Yes.
It's just they need to differentiate themselves in some way. And as Greg said, the funding was up 5 years ago. The funding is going down now. And so now it's having to pick and choose which of these companies is going to be able to fit the needs of what customers are asking for.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tim.
And make no mistake, I mean, just because we're automating a lot of these tools and capabilities does not negate the fact that we still need subject matter expertise in this field. Absolutely is required. You can use all the AI and ML, but you still need a subject matter expert in the loop that helps to make those decisions.
Yeah, and I was going to add to the concept that when we talk about how the workforce is changing, right? These open jobs that we have out there, the needs that are required to meet those jobs. One of the challenges is we look at individuals being laid off of positions, they're immediately looking for where am I going to do my next job? And there aren't really good trade skill programs,
correct,
right?
Yeah.
To help people make those transitions in cyber yet. So we've spent a lot of time today talking about how universities and education can start to meet the need. I think there's also a clear need for that trade skill program to exist, not only for specific corporations, but at the specific individual level too. And that's got to be universal to help people make that transition, because all of this is going to continue to change. Technology is going to continue to rapidly evolve, and we need to have an education system, trade skill program that helps people make those transitions in a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, apprenticeships is huge in the trades, right? Carpenters, plumbers, electricians, right? We've talked a lot about apprenticeships in the world of cybersecurity. We just haven't done it yet. And shame on us as a country to not do that, because there are plenty of opportunities where we need SOC operators and these basic entry-level positions that are perfect for a wide swath of our population. And as Monty said, we need to train up those folks in the trades themselves, right? And we just haven't done that yet. And I think that's a real opportunity for us as the state of Maryland and as a country to do that.
And I think that the thing that's missing is everybody, if you go out and look at the cyber job list, if you go out there, Looking Glass or something, everybody wants 3 or more years experience.
Yeah.
So what does that give anybody coming out of college?
Right.
There's no chance for them to get those jobs rather than say, this guy has skills, let's bring him in, train him up, and he meets that 3 years after he's trained up. We have to get back to where, whether we call it an apprenticeship or whether we do a job transfer, they need to start opening up, because looking for experience, people want it so they can fit it right in rather than say, I'll train that person to keep them longer.